This is Desmond Booker, your favorite Christian dating, relationship, and your success coach, coming on live. And hopefully, you're having a great day. Hopefully, things are going well into your life. We want to talk today about going from your good life is keeping you stuck, keeping you in a cage from your great life. Okay? The enemy to your great life is your good life. And we want to really talk about this. This actually came up because I was talking to the queens in my group, membership group, and I was introducing some concepts to them, and they said, oh, that would be a great topic. And so we're going to do this topic today because so many queens are desiring to see that great life, hoping to jump into that great life, want the great life, but at the same time, they're settling for the good life. And there's a great book that's called Good to Great, where Jim Collins is the author of that book, and he's talking actually to leaders, and he's talking to companies. And in the midst of him talking to leaders and companies, within those companies, he's introducing that concept of you can't reach a new level unless you go from good to great. And what happens many times is that we're settling for the great life when we can actually have a good life, settling for mediocre results in our company when we can have more. And what happens is that the phrase that I love using is, if you're not growing, you're actually dying. See, if you're not moving forward, then what are you doing? You're not moving backwards. You're just actually staying stuck. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to stay stuck. We want to be moving forward, constantly, perpetually growing. So I want you to think about that. Is your good life costing you a great life? And when you really begin to think about that, that really stings a little bit, doesn't it? Because why? Because I could have a better life, but I've settled for a good life. Could have great relationship, but I've settled for a relationship. It's not bad. It could be better. And so even if it's good right now, let's take that relationship to the next level. I'm working at this job, but I feel a calling to start my own business, but I'm settling at this job when I could step into owning my own business. I'm settling for losing 15 pounds when you can actually be losing 50 pounds is what your desire is. No more settling for the good life, because it's the enemy to a great life. Let's get into this a little bit more. One of the things that you have to begin to understand is that your brain is created to cause us to feel safe. And unfortunately, when we begin to move forward and do great things, what happens is that our brain is like, this is unfamiliar territory. We haven't done this before. And so it's going to start scaling back and like, is this safe for us to go into this? And so it's going to protect us. And we talked a little bit about that. And I'm going to talk more about the brain and all of the things. But that's what I really want you to begin to understand, because many times you have the desire to go for the great life and end up settling for the good life, because your brain is there to what? Is to protect you. Is to protect me. And what we have to begin to do is go from that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And so a fixed mindset is, this is good enough. I'm going to continue to do this every single day. I have everything I pretty much need. I want more things, but it's okay. And so that's that fixed mindset. It's not open to any new ideas, new opportunities, new possibilities. It's just fixed. But the growth mindset says, there is something greater. I could take that opportunity. I can step out of where I am and become better. I can step into this relationship even though I've been hurt many times. You see? So again, the growth mindset is open. The fixed mindset is closed. This is why I always say that you have to be open before you can receive. I want you to think about that. Before you can receive anything, you have to be open to it. And it's not the opportunities that are the problem. It's the person not receiving the opportunities, which is the problem. You're getting so many opportunities, but when the opportunities show up and you have a fixed mindset, you're going to pass by and say, maybe next time. And and one of the things that I love about this is that, especially when I start working with queens, and one of the things is they say, I'm already working on myself, but you've been working on yourself for this long with these same results. No, let's kick it up a notch. No, this is good for me. This is working for me, even though your life is not changing. That's the fixed mindset. You pass over opportunities when you could be going for great opportunities. The growth mindset says, I don't even know about this. I've never even tried this. Let me try this. Let me get involved in this and start to growing, because the growth mindset is what is looking and open for opportunities. Now, real quickly, let's begin to investigate. Are you getting a lot of opportunities, or are you getting few opportunities? Are you taking the risk, or are you contemplating, thinking about taking the risk? Do you see the difference? So then you may have what? A fixed mindset. Because why? Because when opportunities come, you pass them by. When when you have the great opportunities, with the growth mindset, you're open to them and you take the opportunities. And the more opportunities you take, the more opportunities you're going to be offered, because you're open to receiving them. And that's one of the things that we want to begin to establish. The brain is going to protect you, but I have a growth mindset. I've been working on myself and I'm open to the opportunities. And even though this doesn't feel safe, brain, it's okay. We're going to be moving forward, and I'm teaching myself it's okay to take risk. That is very important, to teach yourself that it's okay to take risk. And when you begin to teach yourself that it's okay to take risk, you're opening yourself up to more possibilities, opening yourself up to more opportunities, and watch them show up. And this is very good. Let's continue. So I want you to begin to ask yourself, am I taking the risk, or am I shrinking back? Am I taking the opportunities, or am I letting them pass by and saying, not this time, but maybe next time, when I have the money, right? When I have the time? The excuses come from that fixed mindset, protecting yourself, causing yourself to say, this is good enough, even though greater is calling you. So how do you know when good enough is not the best thing for you? How do you know? Well, you got that calling, you got that, it's something that's wooing you, right? I don't like where I am. This is comfortable for me, and I really don't like where I am, and I don't really like this, but it's good. So that's how we know something good, is because when that opportunity comes to us, and it's so strange because we can pray and we can be desiring for some things, and we're wanting to go to the next level, and we're wanting a new relationship, and we're wanting to be healed of some sickness, or we're wanting some things to lose weight. We're wanting these things, a new house, a new car. But when they come, guess what begins to happen? That's what I'm saying. That desire, which is from the Father, right? The desire, which is from the Father, comes, and what? And that's a signal to us that we're needing to step forward, that we're needing to take this opportunity. That's how we know that good enough is not good enough. Now watch this. The powerful thing about this is that when good enough is good enough, what are you going to do? Just enough. You're going to do just enough, because good enough is great, is good enough. But when you realize that good enough is not no longer good enough, you're going to do more than enough. You see, so this is going to dictate to your actions. Your actions, that fixed mindset is going to say, just enough is creating me just enough. And so I'm going to do just enough to get by. But when you say, this is not enough, not enough is not good enough anymore, and you're going to challenge yourself, and then you're going to do more action. You're going to say, I need more than enough, and more than enough will cause me to do more than enough. I'm not going to just do the mundane things. I'm going to do greater things. And what's so interesting is, in the process of this, you can spend years in a cycle of just enough. It's not that you're doing bad. It's not that you're doing really great, but you're doing just enough. And you can find yourself in this perpetual cycle for years. without what's really so sad is that in the midst of you going through this cycle for years, you still have the desire to do more. You still have the desire to want more, to become more, but you still settle for good. The enemy to your great is your good. It's good enough, but it's not great enough. But great enough is calling you. And that's the frustration. I cannot believe that I've been in this perpetual cycle for these many years and I'm still where I am. Again, and it's really, really bad when you are not doing the best, but you're not doing the worst. That's the worst one. Because why? Because you are living an average life and you're not meant to be average. You're meant to be above average. You're meant to do more than whatever you thought. You need to push your limits. Get out of the fixed mindset and get into a growth mindset. Now, I want you to begin to imagine if you started to take the opportunities, if you started to move and act on ideas and make decisions quickly, how your life would change. When you begin to take that risk, when you go ahead and say, you know what, I've never done this before, I've never taken this class before, guess what's going to begin to happen? You're going to meet more people like you. Now, real quickly, let's do an inventory. The people that you're surrounding. Are you surrounded by people with fixed mindsets, or are you surrounded by people with growth mindsets? Are you surrounded by people who take risks, or surrounded by people who continue to complain about their lives and not take any risk when it's really available to them? Which one are you surrounded by? Because if you're surrounded by those people, those are the type of people that you most likely are signaling to yourself. And you can't say I'm not like them and you're still around them. You gotta recognize that, right? If I'm not like them, then why am I comfortable with them? And I'm gonna tell you and be honest, growth mindset people do not hang around fixed mindset people, and it's gonna drive them crazy. It's like the pessimist hanging around the optimist. You looking at the glass half empty, I'm looking at the glass half full. It's a different mindset, and we're not gonna get along. So if you go ahead, watch this is even important for the type of people that you're hanging around. If you just stop hanging around the wrong people, you're going to and start hanging around the right people, you're going to automatically begin to change your mind. This is what we got to begin to do to go from good to great, is that we even got to surround ourselves with the right people. And when we begin to do that and say, what did you do today? Well, I had this risk and I took it, and yeah, I failed, but in the process of it, I learned this. Opposed to hanging around people who are saying, what did you do today? Well, it's the same thing, and I've done this, and I went over so-and-so's house, and we did this, and it's the same mundane thing. No growth, no challenges. And the sad thing is, it happens every single day. And years pass by, and you're still the same person in the same place. Okay? So today, thank you for joining me. And I wanted to share that with you today, is that, are you going to be good enough? Are you going to be great enough? The enemy right now is what? Is your good enough, not to your great enough. And it's time for you to step from being just having this mundane good life and step into this greater life that's calling you. I have a greater relationship that's calling me, and I'm going to step into that. I'm not going to just settle for good. So no longer, queens, do you settle for good. Hopefully this has helped you today. I really wanted to come on today and talk about this because this is a great topic. A good life is holding your great life hostage. No longer will your good life hold your great life hostage. You say, let me go, let me free. I'm going to step into the greater life that's meant for me. All right. Thank you. If you're on YouTube, thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for liking this video. If you're on Instagram and you're desiring to go from the good life to the great life, let's have a quick conversation. Click the link in my bio or DM me the word free, and we'll begin to talk about taking you from the good life to the great life. And also, if you have subscribed, I want to really sincerely say thank you. You that are on Facebook, I want to thank you for joining me in our Queens Don't Settle group. We're also got our other group, Open Your Mind to Prosperity, on Facebook. We're taking you from good life to the great life. It's time for you to go to the next level. Have a great day.